Hello and welcome. In this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to make this scene with one tube only and the new variation texture in Modo 8. So let's start with some modeling. Very simple modeling. We'll make the tube first, grab the cylinder, and leave the trick to end up only with quads. We're going to choose 8 sides and 5 segments will be enough for that. Click in the middle on the top view, keep Control push so all the dimensions are constrained together. So you end up with the same width and depth. Leave some space for the lid and pull the handles until you end up more or less with something similar in size and proportion. So 5 segments, 8 sides. Once you're happy, spacebar. Before you do that, you can actually center the tube, the cylinder, by typing 0 to the X and Y, not Y, X and Z. Keep Y exactly how it is. So spacebar to drop the tool. Let's select the 2 polygons, the top and low one. We want to convert that into quad, so make a bevel. Click B. Click once with the left mouse button, drop the tool, right mouse button you click and you do collapse, which will merge all the vertices in the center and you'll end up only with triangles. So now to get rid of the triangles, we are going to select through the top view 4 edges. Once you select them, you can do the backspace or go to the Edge tab and do remove, which allow you to keep or not the vertices. So now you end up with 4 quads and 4 quads on each side. Now what's interesting is give the shape of a tube to the cylinder. So the tube should be wider on the top and narrower on the lower side. So little trick, instead of taking the fall off and try manually to place it, select the fall off, don't click anywhere, click the tool, the Y tool, the transformation tool, and automatically the fall off will be centered to your mesh. If you had a selection, the fall off would be centered on the selection. Now the fall off is reversed and we'd like to have the opposite, the wider side on the top and the narrower side below the tube. So to reverse it, if you look at the left side, you have the reverse option, which is pretty straightforward and easy to understand. And the shape preset is set up now on is out. So if I try it, it's not matching what I want because you can see it's carved in slightly. So you can change it directly without clicking anywhere or dropping the tool. Change it to smooth, is in, or linear. And linear is actually what we want because it goes straight from the top to the narrower side. So spacebar, you drop the tool. Now let's drop the fall off. With 0 you come back in 4 view. And already now if you click on the tab, you can see that you have a more organic shape. You can switch between polygon and subdivision. So for now, let's stay in polygonal mode, and I should have kept the fall off actually because I'm not done yet. I'd like the side of the tube to be thinner on the top, but not in linear mode at this time, but we can experiment with the handle. Let's squeeze the top a little bit, stretch it down, and instead of linear I can change in is out, which is exactly the size I'd like to half of my tube, and we end up with something very thin on the top. Let's drop the tool, drop the fall off. So this basic shape is exactly what we need, but we need the little glue pieces on the top. So let's select the top polygons, B for bevel, and we do a first bevel just to add an edge. And with the inset, I'm going to make it slightly wider, not too much. If you want to validate the tool and keep using the tool without dropping it every time, keep Shift pressed down and click anywhere on the interface, and that will allow you to keep using the tools without dropping it and reselecting it every time. So a third bevel, and we go up, Shift click again for the third bevel, and this is going to be the very last bevel now, the fourth one, and we squeeze a little bit the polygon in, drop the tool, click anywhere outside of the mesh to unselect the polygons, and well, this is a bit too wide on the sides, and it is going way overboard, so I'd like to see the seam on one side but not on the other one. I'd like the shape to be smooth on that side and see the seam on the other side, so we select those two edges, Y for move, or we can use the slide better, right mouse button, slide, and let's keep preserve curvature so it won't change the shape. If you see on the side view, the shape stays exactly the same. So we're not modifying the shape of the tube at all. And the further apart you pull the edge and you unstress this edge, and actually you won't see the seam at all. It will be very smooth. We can smooth this one up a little bit as well with slide, and you can see that here. If I turn the wireframe off with the backslash, I can see that it's pretty smooth on one side, and I can see the edge on the other side. Backslash will allow you to toggle on and off the wireframes, and Shift backslash will give you the Control backslash will give you the dark wireframe, and Shift backslash will give you a white, a clear wireframe. So depending on the color of the mesh, it will be useful to change it to get better visibility. Here maybe we can pull this edge a little bit to see the seam a little bit better. We can, with the Y tool, pull it slightly, and we can push it down a little bit to stress the edge a little bit more, to get the seam more visible. You see that if I go further apart, then I smoothen the shape, and I want to stress it out, so let's keep it down. The closer you put the edge together, and the more obvious the seam would be. So that's last little thing here. The sides are a bit going out a little bit too much, so let's select the edges on the side, and with the Y tool, the red stretch anvil, let's pull them in slightly. Okay. You can as well select the vertex and try to play with them a little bit to pull them out or in or up to make the shape a bit sharper on the sides. I mean, you can play with it until you're happy. Okay, so now let's get back to the quad view with 0. Shift A allow you to zoom on the shape, and we need to finish the screw cap. So let's select the 4 polygons, and B for bevel. The first thing, I'd like to pull those polygons in slightly, so click, make sure your group polygons is active, use the red handle so that you're only insetting the polygons slightly in. Shift click again, pull the blue handle slightly, not too much. Want to put some distance between the screw cap and the tube, and shift click again, red handle, and you're going to stretch those polygons out slightly wider than the tube. Now shift click again, you validate what you've done, and keep with the blue handle, pull the polys down until the 0 line, the ground level. So if I subpatch with tab, I switch to subpatch mode, it doesn't look like a screw cap at all. The reason is that here we did no bevel at all, and we have only one edge. So when you switch to subpatch, the shape is not defined at all. It's too smooth, and it won't keep the shape. We need more definition, more segment. So I'm not using actually the edge weighting because I want something slightly smooth, not totally straight. So you click with the bevel, edge bevel, and let's choose round bevel. Three segments should be enough. Don't go too wide. Same with the top of the screw cap. Double click to select the edge loop, B for bevel, and make it sharper than the previous one. Keep them closer, keep the edges closer to each other. So now you can see with the tab in subpatch mode that the shape is kept on the sides. The more segment you have, on the straighter the edge would be. So now for the last one, you can select all the edges one per one, but it's faster to actually select the polygon, keep control pushed in, and you can see that where you have edge, you switch to boundary when you keep control pressed. So if you click on boundary, you select the edges surrounding the polygons, and that goes faster sometimes than selecting all the edges by hand. So now bevel again, zoom in, shift A, and make it bigger than the previous one. I'd like to have a very smooth and round shape in the end of my screw cap. This is not bad. If I switch to tab, you can see that now the shape is kept, and we still have very smooth sides. I'd like here to get a new bevel here, and to have the feeling that the screw cap is actually screwed around the tube and it's not part of the tube. So we're going to lower those polygons with for bevel again. You can see that the first bevel created a new row of polygons. Slightly inset and go down a little bit. Second bevel, shift click again, and with the blue handle pull it down. Okay, we go far enough so that from the top view we won't see this inner pulleys, and it looks like the screw cap is actually not part of the mesh. And if you want something sharper here, you could add another bevel, but on that one I'd like to keep it smooth. So drop the tool, spacebar, the tube is more or less done, and we're going to switch for the UV. It might be a good idea to that point to save the project and not lose everything if model crashes. I still like to add another level of control here by adding us some edges in the middle. So let's slice it with, if you go to edit, it's loop slice, Alt C. I always use the shortcut, I'm not sure sometimes where to find the tool. So click in the middle, make sure slice selected isn't activated, because if not it will keep the slice only on the selected polygons. And 1 count, 2 counts, 1 slice is enough. So drop the tool, and automatically the last slice is selected. So just select Y, and you can slightly pull those edges out to redefine a little bit the shape of the tube. Do the same for the lower edge if you want. So I think we're ready to do the UVs now.